The African School is a project run by Natty Mark Samuels, an adult tutor based in Abingdon. Since 2009, he's been educating both adults and young people about Africa through his African Studies courses. His latest venture has been working with 3 ladies from the Oxfordshire Association for the Blind.
Yeah, I think, there's so much in the world to celebrate by, exploring other people's cultures. We enrich ourselves. This particular course focuses on the pre-colonial kingdoms. So we looked at the Ashanti in Ghana, we looked at the Axum Kingdom in Ethiopia, the Kuba in Central Africa, and today we're going to look at the Rwanda Kingdom, the Ngini Kingdom in Rwanda.
This week was the final week of the students' 5-week accredited course. It was a chance for the ladies to receive their certificates as recognition of their learning.
I really enjoyed it. Found it really inspiring actually, because when I first came to the course I felt quite ignorant about Africa, but actually the way Natty teaches, it shows that perhaps we know more than we realise, and begin to see sort of the influence of Africa around the world, and also the influence of the world on Africa as well. It's been really lovely to hear the poetry that Natty's written for the course. It really brings alive the images of what Africa might be like, hearing about actually the history has been really interesting, and how it kind of relates to the situation in the world today.
Oh, we've learnt a lot about Africa, and particularly about trading and the people. It's taught me a lot about the country, and I can now recognise where all the different countries are in Africa, which I couldn't do before, and recognise the differences in them and the different cultures within the whole of Africa. I've travelled a lot, so anything that's to do with new countries or whatever is fascinating to me.
Well, he read a lot to us. He described a lot. A lot of it he put through poetry that he'd written himself. And we've got a tactile globe, so I could tell whereabouts Africa was in connection with the rest of the world. And just his enthusiasm. It was just quite infectious.
In order to make the course more accessible for his students, Natty adapted his style of teaching to incorporate more poetry, descriptive discussion and folktale, making it accessible to both those with and without visual impairments.
African Studies is something new to most people, and some people might even be a bit wary of the subject matter. So I've got to make it as attractive and appealing as possible, so it's very interactive, so people can go away and think, not only did they learn, but they enjoyed it. I've watched one of the students, Ali, the way that she describes things to Annette, who doesn't see at all, and it's kind of made me realise that I need to kind of enhance my descriptive skills.
Each of the students here have different needs, from being partially sighted to having no sight at all. Whilst Natty was mindful of this, the ladies say not all courses they've attended in the past have been as accessible.
And the teachers don't describe it. They say they will, and then they just completely forget, and you're stuck, and you get very tired of saying, please can you tell me what it looks like, and normal courses are not geared for people with visual impairment. That's why Natty's course has been so good.
I have done courses at the Oxford College before now with sighted people. Some have been really easy to embrace, and some have been really, really challenging, So, it's finding the lecturer that is willing to bend his way of, or her way of teaching to accommodate us, really.
I've tried to do other courses, and the teacher hasn't had the awareness that they need to kind of actually describe things and teach things in a different way for visually impaired people. So to be honest, I haven't really done many courses recently.
If you'd like to find out more about this course or the 12 other courses that African School has to offer, more details are online. Charlotte Winfield for That's Oxfordshire.